We're turning to the car industry now because the US and Europe have been going after China recently for unfairly propping up its electric car industry.
Electric cars and 13 million electric motorcycles on the roads by 2030.
The global electric vehicle industry is on the brink of a seismic shift, and the driving force behind it is neither Tesla nor Volkswagen. Instead, it's a wave of affordable Chinese EVs, vehicles so competitively priced that they're threatening to disrupt the established global order. But is it just about affordability, or is there something more strategic at play? For years, Western automakers enjoyed a position of dominance, fueled by cutting-edge technology and brand loyalty. Yet, as the world pivots to sustainable energy, China has quietly but aggressively positioned itself as the unexpected frontrunner in the EV race. With record-breaking sales, advanced tech, and an unmatched supply chain, Chinese automakers have forced the industry to take notice.
In the competitive world of Chinese electric vehicles,
looking for a spot
that are going further and costing less than ever before, no company makes or sells more than BYD.
What lies behind this meteoric rise? Could these inexpensive EVs be the Trojan horse for something far more profound than just cheaper cars? Keep watching, because what we uncover next might make you rethink everything you thought you knew about the future of the auto industry. Over the past 10 years, China has transformed from a peripheral player in the auto industry to the undisputed leader of the global EV market. But this didn't happen overnight. It was part of a meticulous plan. With government subsidies in the billions, tax breaks for manufacturers, and substantial investments in research, China created the perfect conditions for its EV sector to thrive. The results? In 2024 alone, China sold over 8 million electric vehicles, accounting for nearly 2/3 of the global total. But numbers only tell part of the story. Behind the scenes, brands like BYD, NIO, and XPeng have gone from local curiosities to global contenders. BYD, once overshadowed by Tesla, has now surpassed it in total EV production. And while Tesla's sleek, high-priced vehicles cater to the elite, Chinese automakers have tapped into a far broader market segment, the everyday consumer. This strategy isn't just about winning sales. It's about reshaping the narrative of who can lead the future of mobility. Still, it raises a provocative question. How did China rise so quickly while traditional automakers struggled to keep up? Could it be that their success is rooted in something far more calculated and controversial than mere competition? What sets Chinese EVs apart isn't just their rapid production, it's their jaw-dropping affordability. Models like the Wuling Hongguang Mini EV have shocked the global market with a price tag starting at just $5,000. To put that in perspective, it's cheaper than many used gas-powered vehicles in Western markets. Suddenly, the idea of owning an EV isn't just a luxury, it's a realistic option for millions. Take BYD's Dolphin, for example, a sleek, modern EV that combines style, efficiency, and affordability, priced significantly lower than its Western counterparts. This aggressive pricing strategy has been especially effective in developing markets, where the high cost of traditional EVs has long been a barrier to entry. But here's the twist. These vehicles don't just undercut their competitors on price, they also boast competitive technology and surprising durability. This begs the question, how can Chinese automakers produce vehicles this cheap without cutting corners? Are we looking at an industry that's willing to sacrifice short-term profit for long-term dominance? Or is there something else lurking behind this affordability? The answers may not be as simple as they seem. One might assume that affordability comes at the expense of innovation, but Chinese EVs are proving that assumption wrong. BYD's Blade battery, for example, is a game-changer in the EV world. Offering greater safety, longevity, and efficiency than traditional lithium-ion batteries, it's a clear sign that China isn't just competing on cost, it's redefining what's possible. Then there's XPeng, which has been making headlines for its ambitious autonomous driving systems. With features that rival Tesla's autopilot, but at a fraction of the cost, XPeng has positioned itself as a leader in next-generation vehicle technology. Add to this partnerships with tech giants and rapid advancements in AI, and it becomes clear that Chinese automakers are setting the pace for innovation in the EV sector. But here's the unsettling part. How has China managed to leapfrog decades of technological development in such a short time? Some industry insiders suggest that this rapid progress might not be entirely organic. Could it be that intellectual property disputes and geopolitical maneuvering have played a role in accelerating their success? As Chinese automakers eye global dominance, they face a host of challenges that threaten to derail their ambitions. In Europe and the United States, stringent safety and emissions standards create significant hurdles. Many of these markets demand rigorous testing and certifications, which can delay entry and increase costs. But regulatory roadblocks are only part of the story. Public perception remains a major obstacle. For decades, products labeled "Made in China" carried a stigma of being low quality or unreliable. While that perception is gradually changing, it hasn't entirely disappeared, particularly in Western markets. Add to this the rising tide of geopolitical tensions between China and the West, and the road ahead looks anything but smooth. And yet, there's an eerie sense of inevitability here. Despite these challenges, Chinese automakers continue to expand aggressively. Could this relentless push be part of a larger, more strategic agenda? And if so, what does it mean for the future of the global automotive industry? The rise of Chinese EVs has sent shockwaves through the global auto industry. Established giants like Tesla, Volkswagen, and General Motors are scrambling to adapt. Tesla, once untouchable in the EV market, has been forced to repeatedly slash prices to compete with budget-friendly Chinese models. Meanwhile, traditional automakers are rethinking their strategies, focusing on mid-market EVs that strike a balance between cost and quality. But the impact goes beyond pricing wars. China's dominance in battery production and rare earth materials has created a supply chain bottleneck that leaves Western automakers vulnerable. With over 70% of the world's lithium-ion batteries produced in China, the balance of power has shifted dramatically. Is this a coincidence, or a calculated move to control the most critical resources in the EV revolution? And if global automakers can't break free from this dependency, could we be heading toward a future where China holds the keys to the entire industry? As we look to the future, one thing is clear: the EV race is far from over. Analysts predict that Chinese automakers will continue their aggressive expansion, particularly in emerging markets like Southeast Asia, Africa, and South America. These regions, hungry for affordable EV solutions, represent fertile ground for China's budget-friendly vehicles. But the road ahead isn't without its twists and turns. Geopolitical tensions between the US and China could lead to stricter import restrictions, particularly in Western markets. At the same time, Western automakers are investing heavily in next-generation technology, hoping to regain the upper hand. Still, there's a lingering sense that the story of Chinese EVs is far bigger than what meets the eye. Are we witnessing the dawn of a new era in automotive history, or is this just the tip of the iceberg? What happens next could reshape the global balance of power in ways we're only beginning to understand. The rise of Chinese EVs is more than just a business story. It's a global phenomenon with implications that stretch far beyond the auto industry. With their blend of affordability, innovation, and strategic ambition, Chinese automakers have forced the world to reconsider what the future of mobility looks like. But behind the headlines and sales figures lies a deeper, more complex story, one that raises as many questions as it answers. What is China's ultimate goal in the EV race? And can anyone stop them? As we edge closer to a future dominated by electric vehicles, one thing is certain. This race is about far more than cars. It's about power, influence, and the shape of the world to come. And the most shocking revelations may still be yet to come. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.